Over the last 3 months, we've been following the Darren and Sharon Hunter Eco House build as it gears up. Today we look back at some of the highlights of the journey so far.
From my drawing, I can tell that those two pegs, when they line up, are facing due north.
Yay!
Through the back of the house, right through here, parallel with this line, there's this big concrete wall. Marge, yes, you look like you need to sleep. Go in the corner over by the bedroom. You're in the bedroom. If you go over that way, in the kitchen, making a cup of tea, you can go in the heart of the house because you're the boss, so you should be right in the centre there. Pretty much in about 4 to 6 weeks, we'll start building. Well, it's bloody hot here in Martinborough, Dave.
Very, very hot.
Gee, I should have brought my mankini with me.
You know, we're very excited about it. All the guys that work for me are very excited about being involved in an eco house, and it's going to be very new to us and learning things we didn't know before, you know, especially around the insulation side of things.
We're about to leap into lodging the consent drawings at the South Wairarapa District Council. Wish me luck.
All right, mate. Good on you.
See us.
We think we're the only people in this part of the world making pavers in this particular process. 14 kilogram paver and a little over 12 kilograms is glass, and the rest is a bit of cement to bond it. So we make a paver that's 450 by 450, has a unique sort of finish with the glass, very strong as well. It's twice as strong as normal concrete. Well, 500 tonne will be about 2 million bottles, and that's just out of Oteki here. But it's what residents drop off. Interesting demographics of what comes through from different areas.
So all of these products are all made with recycled product, apart from a little bit of cement to hold it all together.
That's right.
That's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
This is seriously high tech. This is joinery, but not as we know it. It's a very major problem to achieve the required standard of insulation in the windows.
Right.
And these windows are designed to do exactly that.
Right. We're going to put the line at the back of the house, and so we can dig our septic tank hole. Don't want to go digging the hole in the wrong spot, eh?
See, because there's the house. You should be measuring off that boundary from there to there. It's 40.
No, that's the road, though. That's the road.
Is it?
Yeah. Dave, we're okay, mate.
Yeah, you're right.
Dave, in some cultures, women are actually banned from a building site until the house is actually finished. And I can see merit in that. We're in the shit, basically. But Dave and I are still working on the numbers, but we've put a wine cellar in for you.
Really? A real under-the-ground wine cellar?
Underneath the pantry in the kitchen.
Just absolutely amazing. That's just stunning.
Are you stocking it as well?
No, no, we're not.
Just a question. You know what I really liked about that, just seeing the highlights, is the fact that you guys are out in the field. I mean, you're an architect, aren't you? Don't you just sit in an office and draw?
I'm a bit more hands-on than that, as you can see.
I thought it was great,
Yeah,
actually.
and
it's very
your
good.
partner in crime, she's good at working out where things sit in the
Don't be so mean.
Are you just colour and contrast?
It's a bit like that when we're driving also. She seems to get the map upside down.
Leave her alone. Anyway.
Question is, though, have we got a foundation down yet?
No, we haven't.
No, we haven't.
No, because we're putting the wine cellar in, we have to dig a really big hole to put the foundations in. So that's throwing a cat amongst the pigeons. So we've got to dig a big hole, massive foundations, build some walls, and we're going to leave it till after the Christmas period.
When is it going to be finished? When does the house actually look like the plan?
Oh, end of March? April, probably?
Probably April.
Yeah.
With houses,
So a few more months.
once they kind of get things kicked going, the foundations going, that's when it all really starts, doesn't it?
This house is going to go up incredibly quickly because the concrete panels that we're using for the insulation will arrive on the back of a truck. So within 12 hours, there'll be a flat platform and then there'll be some walls standing for most of the house.
The homeowners there looked really happy with the wine cellar. Are they pleased with how the whole build's actually gone?
I think so. I think they're we're getting some nice emails from them, so I think so.
They're really happy, really happy.
Because you know, because you get a lot of hold-ups when you're building a house, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Time.
yeah, and things do end up taking a little bit longer than you expect, and you know they're really excited as well.
In the general timeline that we've done the show, has it been a standard timeline for a normal house, do you think?
Yeah, it has actually. But we've been on here, what, maybe 12 or 13 weeks. Typically, a design process could take up to 6 months, so it's probably about right.
Good. If you had two aspects, or one each, of the house that you absolutely love, that you're so proud of, what would it be? Go, Darren. What would yours be?
I think probably the learning curve, finding new technologies and actually finding people that are a good fit.
No, I mean like what you can see.
Well,
like,
I can see visually.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think just the simplicity of the building, the architecture. I love the simplicity of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What would yours be?
I love the fact that they don't have any bills. They're never going to have any bills.
That. I cannot get my head around that.
Power, water, everything. It's just finished. Yeah.
Well, it's been a journey for all of us. You know, we've been sitting on the couch watching it unfold. What processes have you enjoyed in it? Because it is different, the fact that you put it in the public eye.
Yeah, we've loved actually putting it in the public eye.
All
It's
right.
been a real treat for us because everybody's doing their normal day-to-day job, you know, designing, marketing, whatever you're doing. But actually bringing it to the public has just been a completely new experience and a great journey.
And the feedback from the tradesmen, they've sort of been in trepidation of the camera being there, but they're actually loving it because there's a bit of banter and a bit of a laugh, and we've had some real laughs on site with Caroline. So the tradesmen actually been on film and actually just doing something out of their normal day.
You know, we watched on the VT, for the tradesmen, is it a bit unique for them to be doing this type of house? I get that impression.
Very. It's a big learning curve for them as well. They haven't had the, I suppose, the luxury of being in the research side of it. So, you know, the progress to now, you know, they've only got little bits and pieces. So their learning curve starts as the house gets built.
You can answer this or not answer this, but, you know, it's a no-bills build, basically no bills at the end of it. How much does it cost?
The whole build, their budget's 500,000. The eco side of it's around the 100,000 mark.
Wow, quite minimal. Well, not minimal.
It's a fair chunk of money.
Yeah.
But no bills.
We've put the 500,000 mark in there. Budget-wise, is that you know, can you do it? Can you stick under it? Because I mean, houses tend to just kind of blow out.
Well, we have to build it for that because Dave and I have signed a contract with them. So
right.
the risk is on us. So it's for us to do our homework properly and bring it in on budget.
Actually, everyone should do that, shouldn't they? If you don't actually come in on budget, then you have to pay for it.
Oh,
But I think it's becoming more relevant in today's world that clients want to have that happen. They want to set a price and stay within that.
Yes.
But where it tends to go wrong is when clients change their mind, doesn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
And
We're having to be devil's advocate and saying, look, you can't spend this money on that because you just don't have it.
Yes.
And so therefore you're removing the temptation for them to spend more money on things that perhaps they don't need.
Heading into Christmas, because, you know, this is when we dream of new homes, and if you're building one, you know, aspirations of how to build it. 3 tips on what young house builders should keep an eye out for.
Young house builders, I would say keep the house as small as you can. The bigger the house, the bigger the cost, the bigger the overruns, the bigger the heating bills, the bigger everything. Keep the house smaller.
go for quality, not quantity.
Right. Yeah. So a lot of people in this country have been tied up on having a monstrous house. Keep it small. Don't make it ridiculously small, but make it livable. And
but wouldn't you say a lot of the costs end up being in fittings? You know, like once you've got the boxes built and everything like that, and you decide what you want to put in it, that's where the genuine cost just suddenly skyrockets.
Yeah, I think you have to work with your architecture designer, your building company, to make sure that those costs actually don't get out of control, because they can so easily, you know.
And a third tip, how would you advise young or new house builders to handle their architects?
As gently as possible.
No, honestly.
Have a real good brief and a real understanding of how much you want to spend, and make sure they stick to the budget. I think their professionalism is they need to stick to a budget and have an idea of costs.
So you're talking, just quickly for finishing up, March for the end of the build. What happens? What's the very next thing that's going to go on down? The foundation, or?
They'll put the wine cellar down in January.
Yep.
And the concrete panels arrive first or second week in February. So you can see that the build will take only 6 weeks, possibly 8 weeks after that.
Well, fingers crossed for great weather.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
Have a great summer.
We will.
Thank you,
Merry
you too.
Christmas.
Merry
Thank you.
Christmas.
Thank you for
You
sharing
too.
with us.
Absolute
Thank
treat
you.
sharing the journey with you guys, you know. It's,
Thank you.
We'll be
Thank you.
intrigued to see the final no bills build
Yes.
finished.
Yeah.